So I just walked in the door from coming back from a 7-mile run. I'm still fasted. I didn't eat today, not yet, and I might actually not. It's supposed to be an OMAD day, number 2, or technically 3 if you count the breaking of the 3-day fast. But I ended up getting a grocery haul, doing a small grocery haul because I needed the almond ricotta. I ran out, as you can see in the other video. I managed to get some stuff from Whole Foods because that's the only place that I had. So I figured, for example, I would get some sockeye salmon fillets. These are fillets. These are the wild caught. I'll just show you the whole. And I ran out of some other stuff like jalapenos and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and show you everything here. And then I'm going to check my ketones because one reason why I actually may not eat right now is because I kind of want the fat loss to sort of simmer through, because I do believe that after the run, they should be relatively high. But even if they aren't, it's like at least you're letting the fat loss happen, sustain itself. So yeah, I got 3 ricotta, Kite Hill ricottas. Almond ricottas, and then I ended up finding this. You usually don't find it, the cottage cheese, the full fat one. And I got some new salt because I'm already halfway there. And obviously more Bar Harbor. This was only $4. It was like almost like half off, and then some more Roquefort cheese. It was about $10 because I know I'm gonna run out of this, and I'm always using it on steak. In fact, I use the salt on the steak. So yeah, this is my small grocery haul. It was about $80, and this frother. I got another one just so I can keep it in the car, because I know that I like to have coffee on the go, especially when I'm out, and sometimes I forget the one at home. But anyway, let's go ahead and leave this in a small grocery haul. And then I got some jalapenos and zucchini, and then cilantro and green onion. It doesn't seem like it should be $80. I got this somewhere else, but it was just for. Because I was thirsty, but still haven't opened it. So yeah, but the Kite Hill, the ricottas were $12 a piece, and it's worth it. It's worth it because of the effect it has, like versus the goat cheese. I know the goat cheese is probably cheaper, but I would say it's worth it. So just gonna check my ketones real quick. Make this video pretty short. Because normally I'd like show you my meal and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to be cooking today because I'm basically going to pulling a monk fast. And you might think, well, that's not good because you should be consistent with when you're doing OMAD. But honestly, I'm not really feeling that hungry. There was like no reason for me to eat. It feels like it. I had some coffee too and stuff like that, so it kind of suppressed some of the appetite. But I don't know. I just don't know what it is. I'm not really feeling too hungry. I mean, it's kind of there, but not really. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you though. When I started my run, it did feel really hard. And that might be because I was glycogen dependent, and I don't know where I would have gotten that too much from. Because I did calculate I had like 6 net carbs or something yesterday. It wasn't very much. If you think about it, just wasn't very much carbs, from that meal. Just coming from the pasta sauce, the pasta sauce didn't have that much. So yeah, let's go ahead and check the ketone. I hope they're pretty high, but even if they aren't, I mean, if they are, then I could expect like, oh yeah, if you don't eat, you're probably gonna have quite a bit of fat loss. So high to me is like 1.4 and above, maybe, but very high would be like 3, But it'd just be interesting to see what's going on when it comes to the OMADing versus like a long-term fast or something. And exercise, Oops. I don't think I was gonna have blood. I'm just gonna. There we go. That's enough. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm at 1.0. Okay, so that probably means I'm still slightly glycogen dependent, and that's fine. But honestly, I just don't feel like there's a need to eat. Like I just don't feel it that much. So I'm gonna let that weight loss sustain itself, and we'll keep it going. Thanks for watching. I have no idea why. Like they should, in theory, be kind of like remain kind of high. You know, um, it's kind of weird how that works. I'm sure they're gonna go up quite a bit when I first wake up tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird how that works. Well, I think it's because of the protein levels, to be honest. Because um, it's basically the protein. I mean, when you see all that food I've had, it's probably more protein than it is fat. And I've talked about this before, but I think what happens is that the protein, like over time, it just kind of accumulates, and then it'll have a glycogen effect if you don't use it. And so then that's kind of hard to like disperse out, kind of hard to shake off. So that's probably why I don't feel that hungry, actually. I'm probably feeling the effects of the protein that's not shaken off 100%. So, and then that'll happen when you're transitioning to while you're fasting, transitioning into stronger ketosis. Like if you had too much, this protein just kind of got converted into glycogen instead of used up for fuel or whatever. So I guess like OMAD in a way, doing it the way I've been doing it with like it's more like carnivore in a way, is more meant for people that are serious about lifting and trying to synthesize it more, I would say. So yeah, I think I have to be somewhat more careful in a way, but I could also be strategic like what I'm doing right now, which is that when I do see the ketones aren't that high, because of the glycogen effect from the protein that just sits there instead of being used, I could basically be strategic and just say, you know what, I'm gonna fast longer. You know, I'm not gonna do an OMAD. I'm just gonna fast longer. I mean, there would be other reasons as to why. I think so. I think essentially the reason why I feel this way is because like I just didn't use it up. Like I mean I went on the run, but I didn't do any super crazy lifting yesterday or anything like that. It just stayed in my system. It's interesting how that works. And they say that we're all over proteinized and stuff. They're kind of right, I think. But obviously there's some complications with all this. So I'm sure I had about 150 grams of protein yesterday. And so, I mean, I'm surprised from that my ketones were still high from that, you know? So I guess in a way, it's like, unless I know I'm going to be doing a lot of activity, I shouldn't be doing that much protein. I mean, but if I'm concerned about fat loss, because yeah, I mean, I think the steak has at least 50 grams, and then the chicken, I didn't see the label, but I think it's also about the same. So at least 100 grams. And then everything else, you know, it's got to be at least 20. So yeah, 120, 150 grams of protein yesterday. So the rest of it was fat, obviously. But, so I mean, I'm still in ketosis and all that, but still it's like, you know, you would think that it would be higher because, you know, and then coming off of the 3-day fast, of course, I don't have that much protein in me. So I'm just like, obviously I'm going to sustain those levels even after I'm eating. Like after I ate yesterday, I went down to 0.9, which is actually not bad. But I think after that, it just kind of, the previous meal converted, the protein from the previous meal converted into glycogen. And then that had to be used up. So in a way, I'm doing myself good by fasting a little bit more. Or I could just do resistance training, I guess. But I didn't do that yesterday. I just went to the sauna. So yeah, I mean, this is all complicated stuff, but regardless, like even if your ketones aren't that high, you're still, in theory, like if you go out on a run or whatever, you're still engaged in fat loss or whatever you want to call it. You know, just even if it's not very high, you're still engaged in fat loss. And especially if you keep your calories low, you're still going to be losing fat. So it's like when you keep those calories low, you're going to net a fat loss. So you know, you're not going to store that much fat. So yeah, just figured I would record this. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm not going to eat today. But that's partially to be strategic about increasing the ketones, and also the fact that I just don't feel that hungry. But I blame it on the protein, which is good in a sense. So it's kind of keeping me going. But I'm probably going to be very hungry tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching.